What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Nerdocracy, the show for nerds governed by nerds. We are your hosts and humble nerdocrats, Tom, Alberto, and Jordan. Welcome back, guys. How you doing?
Doing well.
Good, man.
How
Doing well.
yourself?
Doing good. Everybody looks good. You're also handsome.
Thank you.
Wait, what are you looking at? It's really ain't us.
Not me.
I'm looking at Peacemaker, Galactus, and Nathan Drake. So we're all handsome.
Well, there you go.
Nathan Drake's on your other side. Everything that you've done so far is backwards. It's great.
Yep. That way. I thought about switching figures out over time because I have so many. I'll probably do that eventually, but I'm in the process of organizing the mess of figures, and that's its own beast.
Yep. I'm kind of doing the same. Not anything back here really, but been organizing my closet, my storage space here all weekend pretty much.
I'm always reorganizing, so I'm never finished. It never ends. It never ends.
No, it never ends. And we just keep accumulating.
That's the problem. That's why.
The problem, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you sit down with all like mid-organization and you just look at all of the mess and you're just like, what is wrong with me?
Yeah, I'm not doing anything with this.
Why am I this way? What is wrong with me?
What's broken up here?
What
that has led to this?
Right? Outside of my back. I know my back's broken, but what's wrong here? Yeah. All right, guys, we got a good show. For everyone that's watching, we're going to do a new segment that we've been talking about. We'll do it after our Alien Earth review, but that segment's going to be focused on figures. Excited about that one. That's our passion. We'll get into all that. But the first thing we're going to start off with is Alien Earth. First 2 episodes are out. They aired, Tuesday?
Tuesday.
I think it was Tuesday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I watched them a couple days ago, so still kind of fresh on my mind. And I'm curious what you guys think. For everyone that may not have seen it, this will be spoiler review. It's ongoing TV. And we're about a week out of the initial release. So we're plenty of ways out. And it's going to be spoilers. And we'll get into it.
We didn't wait that long for Fantastic Four, so it's been a week, so you can.
Yeah. Plenty of time.
You guys waited no time on weapons. I was like, damn, that came out 2 days ago.
But that was no spoilers on that one, though. So
yeah, that's true. Well, thank you. I appreciate that being on the show.
All right. Alberto, let's go. What'd you think?
Aliens. I loved it, man. It's pretty good television. What can I say? It felt like a good mix of. I like, might not be everybody's, but I did like Prometheus, so it kind of has that feel to it. And then it switched back to it starts off like Alien, the first one. So, and then it switches Prometheus, and then back feels like Romulus at some points, and then Aliens when the Colonial Marines appear, and it's unforgiving. It starts, it's bloody since the beginning until at least the second episode. It does not stop.
It's breakneck.
Yeah, I love there's a little bit of Lovecraft in it, a cosmic horror thing, and the big speech from Timothy Oliphant that we're just food, and that was pretty. We might have realized and done everything and technologically advanced, but at the end we're just meat and teeth. So, which was pretty interesting also. I don't know about the whole Peter Pan thing, but I like the Wendy and Hermit relationship. I do like Hermit. I'm rooting for him because he's that kind of character. He's lanky. He's not like a action hero or anything, but the dude is tough as nails. Yeah. Dude is tough as nails. He's a fighter. Yeah. So I'm rooting for him to at least last the whole season. But I really did enjoy it, man. It has me hooked. I don't know about that relationship, about the siblings, but we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of very interesting stuff that they're doing with it that I really liked. I love seeing, because in all of the Alien movies, we get just like a little taste of Weyland-Yutani, which is like kind of the only corporation that we hear about. So now that we're here on Earth and we kind of like are more entrenched in there's actually these like kind of like three major corporations kind of fighting it out, and they're all kind of seeing what the future of humanity essentially is and how they kind of go, and we're getting more treated into the politics of it, but not more so to the point where that's all it is. Because Alberto, as you said, like we start off, it feels very alien. We're on the ship, we're with a bunch of explorers essentially, like they're out there looking for resources to bring back. And we get I like the way how they kind of intercut that initial meeting with them, where we're seeing them die while they're just sitting around the table just chatting. So you're like, oh, okay, we're not really gonna mince words here. Everyone that we're seeing here, even though we like some of them are actors that I've seen in other things, like, oh no, clearly they die because we just saw that split second shot of death and an alien running around and whatnot, and you get returned to that like later and get to see it play out. I liked it, and I actually really enjoy the dive into, I forget I think what's the name of the company that we're really following? Prodigy, is that it?
Yeah,
That's like
Prodigy.
the main company that we're following. That's one that I don't remember hearing of before in the
No, I
Alien
think it's
movie.
new.
Yeah, and it's really unique what they're doing, and like obviously they haven't dove into the shady shit that they are getting into, but clearly they are killing children and putting their brains in robot bodies, not letting the families know that those kids are alive, but now they're property. So I'm really intrigued to see what happens with.
But what I also like is like it shows a clear contrast between both companies. One is into the more space xenomorph exploration, and this one is more about the extending human life to the next level. So apparently, but they're looking. I think there's going to be a point when they both have intertwining interests, and that's when things might get a little bit interesting. Because the whole point,
if you follow, like you said, you enjoyed Prometheus. So if you follow that narrative with Peter Whalen, he was very much into the extension of human life.
Yep.
David was his, I guess it's on the nose, but his prodigy and his creation to really test the boundaries of human life, and then the search for the engineers and all that stuff. So I think Weyland-Yutani's got some. Well, I don't know.
Going to Prometheus' point, they made it very clear initially that the process that they underwent to the transfer from the kids to the synthetic body, they had to be a certain age, so it caps off, and maybe that's why Weyland is still looking for immortality in space, blah blah blah, because they cannot transfer adult people into the synthetic body. So
we also don't know the direction that Yutani is going to take that corporation, because there is no Peter Whalen anymore. He's dead. So Yutani's probably got a whole different perspective, which they'll explore. We got to see Yutani.
Yeah. And it's clearly we got to see their new she was a CEO, right? That we got to meet.
Yeah.
Is that what she was? Okay. Yeah, it's very interesting. So I don't even know what finding the xenomorphs. I know they are like the perfect living creature or whatever they keep referring to the aliens of through the scope of all of the Alien franchise. I don't understand how that killing machine translates into anything beneficial for humans, because you meet that thing and it just instantly kills you.
Instant death.
Time.
Yeah.
And what we got a little bit in Romulus is the mix, right? We saw what a hybrid essentially is, and that was also instant death for everyone involved. So I don't understand what the good part of any of that is, and that's why I really liked that the ship that crash lands in episode 1 wasn't just going after the xenomorphs that we know. There was a lot of other samples on there, which translate to a lot more little freaks, which I'm very excited about, all the new little freaks that we get to see.
Except the eyeball.
The eyeball.
The eyeball's the best one. That's the best
I know.
one.
It's the most horrifying.
Yes. It puppeting that cat was awful.
Yes. The leech thing reminded me of The Thing.
Yeah.
From the actual film.
The blood sucking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So initially I'm like, wait, are they bringing the Thing into this? What is this thing? And then it's like, oh, it's just a leech. We don't know what it does with that blood. I guess we'll find out.
I mean, it just seems like it just keeps drinking it.
Yeah.
They just like get huge and then they fall off. And...
Yeah, it got huge and then fell off. Yeah.
They can still
It's-
move when they're big. It's gross.
It's alien. It'll probably hatch something at some point.
You think so?
I hope so. Probably
And
not, but I
Yeah,
hope
it's just
so.
blood. I don't see like what it could. I think it just because it was clearly the two of those bugs that we saw, the two of those leech things, just drained those two poor rescue workers just dry. Like,
In seconds.
well, it killed them in seconds, but it didn't drain them.
Mm.
And then by the time that the kids, the Lost Boys, find them,
Yeah.
they look like they've been mummified because they've just been
they've been a while.
consistently drank over and over. So
Yep.
who knows? I'm mostly interested in what that weird bulb plant.
Yeah, that
thing
was
is.
gonna say the plant. It looks like presents itself like fauna, but it's no.
Yeah.
It's,
The flora, but it is
it's
fauna.
flora.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think it went for the one lost boy. I can't remember all the names yet.
No.
Yeah, but I'm assuming it didn't do anything to him because he's not human. You know,
I think it was. That's why I didn't react to them initially, but
Yeah.
it was like checking him out for a while because maybe to kind of see like, hey, am I going to do anything with this? And because I don't know, the xenomorph doesn't really seem to care if you're
No.
human or robot.
Mhm.
It will just kill you for the hell of it.
Yep.
So I'm wondering if these things are like that too, because we literally that bud was just starting to sprout using like all these terms. So we don't know where it's going to draw the line, and that's exciting.
it's great.
Yep.
I mean, that's one of the things though, like the face hugger and everything. Someone like David, for example, I don't believe it could reproduce in him.
No, it can't.
He's not an organic being.
Right.
So we have to see with this plant flora fauna thing,
No,
what
even with
it
the
is.
face
I don't know.
huggers, because one of the Lost Boys stayed behind when Wendy went after Hermit at the end of the second episode. Watch them guard the omelet. That made me laugh.
Yep.
That was funny. So we'll see if a face hugger goes after a synth. So
Yeah, I'm curious about that.
I think
I
I
mean,
don't
I
know
don't
that the
see how it
facehugger
could work.
knows. Like, it's not going to know that they're synthetic until it, because it would still try to implant, right?
That's what I
Regardless.
would think. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. I think that eyeball thing would definitely go into
Oh,
those
yeah.
synthetic things, and yeah. But
Yeah,
now
it'll fuck them
we
up.
don't know the degree of those synth hybrid people. I guess they want to be considered humans. Because like we don't know if like that thing gets in there, rips out an eye, attempts to take over them. Can they just be repaired and be fine? Like, is all their data stored in a cloud or something like that they could just be put into a new body? Or we don't know a lot about what even their capabilities are.
No,
Well,
that's exciting.
Bishop got ripped in half and still made it through the end of Alien. So
Right.
we'll see how they hold up. Because apparently they're going to put them to the test in this. It looks like they're going to get face tugged or something terrible is going to happen to one of them.
Oh
And
yeah.
we'll see.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, it's gonna be awful. I love this juxtaposition of they present as adults, but they are like 8 or 10 years old or something like that. And they are definitely like those actors are nailing it because the way
Yeah.
how they're like poking and prodding at each other behind like a
Mhm.
major scene, like that is totally what kids do. They don't stop. You cannot get them to stop. And they do not care that, they're in this weird setting. They're just like, whatever, we'll just play. And then horrible stuff happens and they get terrified. And it's really interesting
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah, it's going to lead for some really cool episodes. And Noah Hawley did the show. I'm sure you guys are familiar, right? Did you watch Legion? I don't know if we've talked
Yes,
about this.
I watched Legion. Yeah.
Absolutely
finished it, though.
love Legion.
Me too.
Loved
I liked what I saw.
He also did Fargo, one of the seasons of Fargo at least. But he's a hell of a creator. And he's put his mark on this, but also stayed true to what we love about Alien. Which, like you said, Alberto, when it starts, you're like, holy shit, I'm back in
Mhm.
the Alien movie. Like all of it, the mother, all the
Yes.
systems, everything.
When you
So
have
awesome.
the first dinner or the last supper, if you want to
The
call
Last
it,
Supper,
you
yeah.
always know there's something terrible about to happen. So whenever you sit down in an Alien movie to eat something, you're pretty much screwed. So 5 minutes in.
I'm excited.
But one of my favorite things, and it's like so background, but it isn't because they kind of glorify it in this. Is just I always worry when we get movies that came out in our childhood, right? Like, I forget which was Alien, like in the late 80s, right?
Aliens, yeah, 85,
Alien
86.
was like
Alien
89.
was
Alien was
81.
70. No,
Oh,
Alien was 79, I think.
oh, was
Was
it
it?
really even that? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, when we get that kind of stuff, like Star Wars as well, we get a lot of what they presume to be future tech, right? And it ends up looking very dated these days, which I worry when you return to that world, there's this, well, we got to make the technology look futuristic and whatnot. And no. This show is glorifying the old style, like retro tech. And I am living for every scene where
Mhm.
it's just consoles as far as the eye can see with like blinking lights and like these dot matrix screens that are just like blinking and whatnot. I'm like, yes,
Yeah, the
this is
scene
what
with
I'm missing.
Mother, yeah.
Yes, I love it so much.
The same font and the same intro to Alien. It's phenomenal. One of the coolest parts for me of the whole 2 episodes, and I don't remember if it took place in episode 1 or 2, but when he's out there with the the people in the colonial garb,
Mhm.
and he's talking to them, and then the Marine rescue worker, whatever you want to call him, comes out, and the alien's hiding in the statue.
That's a second
Oh yeah,
episode, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that was so good. Because I didn't think it would be there. Like, I know it's coming.
Oh, I knew
Again,
the second you
and
saw that statue, I was like, is it there yet? Because I'm
No.
like, it's gonna be there, but is it
I
there
missed
yet?
it. I totally missed it. And then it unfolded out of the statue, and I'm like, hell yes.
that scene was brutal, dude. Oof.
I'm
Right?
glad all those freaking I don't know what they were doing, cosplaying like
French
old
dress up,
style.
yeah.
French revolution. Like I'm glad they all got theirs in a horrible like that one guy dragging his like
Doing the stuff, yeah.
top half of his torso across the ground, just bleeding everywhere. It was great.
Yeah, it
fuck
was
that guy.
awesome. One of the things that I thought was really cool that I'm kind of curious about, I don't think they'll do it, but my fan mind can play in this realm, is Kirsch. Kirsch, right? That's Timothy Oliphant's character.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get so many Roy Batty vibes from him from Blade Runner.
A lot
He's
of
got
people
the
have been
same
saying
hairstyle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that I've always wanted them to merge because they've merged Tyrell and Alien in other ways, especially in Blade Runner 2049. So they kind of hint at one another. But I want the full blown merger. You've got all these corporations running the world. Bring Tyrell in. Let's canonize all this shit. Predator, Alien, Tyrell, bring them in.
I feel like okay, me personally, I'm okay with it just being Predator and Alien, like myself. If they want to do something where like this is an offshoot of maybe Terminator, where Skynet was another company like in this like offshoot kind of
That'd be cool.
thing. I don't think they can at this point because Terminator's kind of gone off on so many things. I'm just trying to think of like no Blade Runner character is going to fight with an alien and fight with a predator and come out remotely on par. A Terminator, though, will, and that's why I'm like, you gotta if you're gonna introduce a third thing, it has to be something that can stand to a xenomorph or
Although that cyborg has he's a Swiss Army knife in his arm. He has spider webs. He has shocking abilities. That dude is all over the place.
That guy is stacked in a way that
Yeah.
I'm wondering.
He
what
might, I
model is
think,
he?
duke it out with a predator.
Yeah,
He would
because we've
try.
already got. He would try. Yes. I mean, we've already got the full blown merger of the two universes with Predator Badlands, right? I mean, we see the synth on the back
there's no
of the
question.
Predator.
Yeah, that's a Wayland unit for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we've known since Predator 2 that they've shared a universe. When we see the ship and we see the xenomorph skull, they weren't hiding it back then. So I've been okay like all this time. Like, obviously in the 90s or late 2000 or early 2000s, we got AVP 1 and 2. So they really went for it there, but those aren't really kind of considered in canon. But I've been fine with it just being trickled, and I'm actually really excited to kind of see those worlds blend a little bit more. Next month? Is it next month?
November.
No, it's November, right?
November.
Oh, is it really? I thought it was October.
No,
it would be a great October. I mean,
yeah, it feels like an October movie.
Should be.
What are our Christmas? There's always the big holiday films at the end of the year. What even is it this year? Do you know?
No, I
I
don't.
have no
I
idea.
don't either.
I'm sure Disney has something, but it's not Marvel or Star Wars.
Or Star. Oh no! It's Avatar. Avatar. I forgot.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't really get excited for that in the way that they want
No.
me to.
Really? You
Yeah.
guys aren't all in on the Avatar movies?
The first one sucked. The second one I liked, but I liked it because I just watched it at home. I'm not gonna want to. I don't. Those are movies. I don't know.
It's just
I
they're
might
too
go see the third one
long,
in the
and I
theater.
can't. I fall asleep in my age now. So I don't. And I've never gone into the subject that much. The effects are wonderful. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but other than that, it's the story is like, the characters are nah. So I never got into it.
I did
So
like the second one a lot more than I thought I would. But I wasn't excited for the second one at all, which is why I was like, I waited for it to drop on streaming. And I was like, oh, I'll watch this. Like the weekend it dropped on streaming, I watched it. But it didn't make me like when the new one drops in theaters, I'm not going to be there opening weekend. I probably won't
Yeah.
be there at all in the theater. Maybe not. Depends if we want to talk about it because I know you will be there opening night.
Yeah,
Jordan.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
I love everything. I say I love everything. I'm overly critical on things I feel like I probably shouldn't be, and I'm way too forgiving of things that I probably should be a little more critical with. But yeah, I'm a wild card when it comes to what I like. But that's
Hey,
the
that's
point.
fine.
It's
I think that's the
subjective.
most exciting thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you like what you like, you enjoy what you enjoy. It doesn't mean that you're saying that everyone needs to like this. This is the best
Fuck
thing.
no.
It's just
Yeah.
what you like, and that's great.
Yes.
Everybody should love what they love without feeling like they can't express it because of what other
Absolutely.
people will think. No, enjoy
Yeah.
it. Just don't say that like I'm just going to use this as an example. The Snyder people, when this new Superman movie came out, they started to blast it online. I'm like, don't shit on their parade. You're
Yep.
allowed to like the Superman version you like. Let people enjoy this one without you having to be like, no, this is a kiddie movie for little kids. Like, no, it is what it is for the people who enjoy it.
Yeah.
Just like yours is for you.
What
The end.
kills me with that whole thing is they had a passionate movement to get something released that is unprecedented in the industry. And
Yep.
they got it released, and it was phenomenal. I absolutely love Zack Snyder's Justice League. But instead of taking a gracious approach after that,
No,
they got
doubled
even
up.
more emboldened and
Well, that's
became
the problem.
total assholes.
Yeah. It's why you never want to give the general audience
What
the
they
right of
want.
way in certain situations.
Yeah.
It does work out from time to time though. Like look at these Sonic movies. Those movies we
Good
would not
point.
have 3 of them if that thing looked like the horror show that came out when the first trailer. Now that taking that internet backlash was very smart for them to do.
Yeah.
And it was awesome that, well, it was HBO I think that released the Snyder cut, right? Of
It was.
Justice
Yeah.
League. Yeah.
Max.
Good for them
Yeah.
to allow that to happen. But the second you open that door, you run the risk of exactly what happened with the Snyder stuff.
Yeah.
Is those people they'll double down or triple down.
Yeah.
And be insufferable.
I think what they did really well with it though is they opened the door and then they shut it.
Yeah.
And then they ignored it. They're like, you know what? Here it is. And that's it.
Yeah,
And
be happy you got
I'm
this.
glad they did. It was a phenomenal movie. I thought it was great. The best of all of his stuff. And I like all of it. But yeah, the best one.
If you just took out the music videos from that, I would like it a lot more.
Yeah.
Like honestly, cut out those, and I would because I watched it twice. It's a lot to watch more than I know you probably watch it like weekly, yeah.
Yep.
And I enjoyed it both times, but I think I would enjoy it if it were like 20 minutes shorter, and those 20 minutes are those 2 like long music videos, like the freaking Aquaman. The lady singing at Aquaman and then him just standing in front of the ocean with that sing. I'm like, okay, I get it. You direct music videos. You like this shit. Maybe not in a 4-hour long movie.
Yeah. Although I'm not unhappy about watching Jason Momoa walk across, dock.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's phenomenal.
I'm excited for to see him as Lobo. Like honestly,
Yeah.
that's the best thing to come out of the universe switch is the fact that
Definitely.
we're getting a Lobo. We're getting honestly the perfect casting. I feel
Yeah.
like for Lobo.
Yep.
Like he was never the right Aquaman in my
No.
opinion.
No. I enjoyed him, but no, he
Yeah.
wasn't. Yeah, it kind of fits. I didn't really think about it, but he's got that whole he's a one-dimensional actor as much as he tries not to be.
Mhm.
I've watched C and some of the other stuff he's done, and he's okay, but he's that whole fun cigar
Wants to be himself.
smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what Lobo is exactly like if you just take Jason Momoa and crank him up to 11
11.
and give him superpowers. And like that's that character. He wants to swear, he wants to curse, and he's just having a good fucking time
Yeah.
murdering things for money. Like that's it. And that's Jason Momoa.
That's Jason Momoa. He murders things for money. Quote
Yep.
it.
Box office numbers.
Box office numbers.
Killing it with Minecraft.
Yeah, he is. I mean, I don't want it to be something we've talked about on every episode we've ever done, but
It's
yes.
fine. It's fine. Just let it happen.
Let it happen. It's organic. It's organic. It just happens. Okay. Anything else you guys want to cover? Film, TV, or you want to move on to focus on figures?
How do you like the xenomorph? It's practical approach. It's not mechanical. It's somebody dressed as a xenomorph.
Yeah.
I found it a little bit too glossy, leathery. I don't know if any of you. Yeah,
No, but it
have
seems small.
He does seem
seems
small, but it could have just been a small person that was birthed out of. Like, right? Not all xenomorphs need to be 9 feet tall. Because if it went into like, let's just say a kid, there should be a kid chest burster. Like, I think that's how it relates, so sizing is fine. For me, it's if you watch all of the Aliens movies, which when Romulus came out, I did a rewatch of all of them. You get stuff that looks like, hey, that's a guy in a suit. Oh, hey, that's terrible CG. Or every single movie has a moment in it where you're pointing at that thing and you're like, there's something not right about it, to the point where it almost felt at home that it did look like a dude in a suit. And I'm like, yeah, that's an alien movie. It's a dude in a suit acting like a xenomorph. Because Romulus had that too. There was moments in Romulus where I'm like, that's just a dude in a suit. Or that's just CG. And it's fine to me. Didn't bother me.
I never batted an eye.
Yeah.
No.
Did it bother you, Alberto?
No, it did not. I just wanted to get your impression out of the xenomorph. Yeah, because there's a bit of a close up, and it does look like it was a leather suit. Basically, it looked dry. I don't know, but it kind of like threw me off. But he seemed fine because he moves like the one in Alien 3, though. That's what I got a feeling. Because there's a little part that Hermit is like walking into the room, and you see him run like split second. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And he moves like it reminded me a lot of the Alien 3 one.
Now the Alien 3 one, depending on which cut of the movie you're watching, it's either a dog alien or it's a cow alien.
Cow, yeah.
Well, it depends because the cut that is the special edition or
it was a cow,
or whatever, it's a dog, or I forget which one is which. Yeah, but it doesn't matter, right? Because it was supposed to move like that because of the creature.
The creature came out, yeah.
But these had to come out of people unless there were cattle on that ship.
I don't know.
Yeah, I doubt it too.
Maybe it came out of a cyborg. Maybe it came out of a cyborg. We'll see.
Well, no, I don't think those things can birth out of a cyborg. I think it needs to be organic.
Yeah,
I agree. Cyborg has organic parts, so we'll see. It's not a full synth, so maybe. Yeah.
I think that's the whole point. They're definitely going to cross that bridge. We have the Lost Boys and Wendy.
Yeah.
At some point, a facehugger will try to.
Oh, 100%. One of those things.
I don't know what else to say. Impregnate.
That's what it is. Yeah. Lay an egg in. Yeah.
Yep. And it's not going to work. I don't think. I don't see it working.
But it depends on how they made those bodies, right? Yeah. If they made them where those things can somehow reproduce, which would be okay, we're taking maybe believability a little bit further than I think is plausible. Then sure, it will happen. But I would like it to try and fail. I think it'd be smarter to set that up where, okay, since we'll survive, unless an alien rips it to shreds, which can happen.
Yeah. And I think they kind of cover it in the sense that they talk about Wendy not having hormones or anything like that. So they're trying to simulate that. So highly doubt that they have any sort of reproductive organs. I don't see any way there's anything organic in there that could produce the alien life form, but we'll see. They definitely are going to go down that road. No doubt.
Yeah. Not all those Lost Boys are going to make out of that intact. I'm pretty
no chance.
The girl with the big eyes, I think, is going to be one of the first ones to die. Because she just stands there looking horrified with what was she holding, like a hammer or something like that? I'm like, girl, what you gonna do with that? Like, I know that they're super strong and they can run really fast, but I think she is exhibiting more childlike fear where she's just gonna freeze
panic mode. Yeah.
No, the one guy just clutching onto the container holding that eyeball thing. I'm like, that's me. I'm not leaving.
Yeah,
I'm not leaving that thing.
But I liked how that he like held it down and then he just booked it. He's like, I'm out of here.
Which is also a reaction I say of a kid. As an adult, I would probably do the same thing.
Oh,
but it seemed very childish.
Yep.
Like he really crushed that whole merging of the two things.
I mean, if we think about it, all of us here are sitting in rooms surrounded by toys. We're all childish too. To say we would do it, it also fits in with the child presenting as adult kind of thing.
So what you're saying is we should all be asked to play in an Alien TV series. I agree. 100%. Yeah, 100%.
I would love to get destroyed by an alien.
Sign me up. I'll even dress up in a French wig and be Napoleon. Cut me in.
Viva la revolución.
All right. I guess real quick we can rate it. I mean, I don't know. I don't really do ratings on TV shows till we're done.
Let's save rating. We could just say, like, I think we all are in agreement. We all enjoy where it is so far. We like it. We want to see more, right? Yeah.
Yep. And
what do we think about Timothy Oliphant? Synthetic or cyborg?
Cyborg.
I'm inclined there.
I think he's a synthetic. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's basically like a bishop. Is that cyborg or a synthetic?
Synthetic.
Synthetic.
The cyborg is a new thing to the Alien universe.
Right. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So I feel like he is what we've seen as David, what we've seen as Bishop. Yeah. Like he's just one of those. These kids are the first of something entirely new.
Yeah. But they're not really telling you because Boy Cavalier says at one point, I got the two greatest minds to do this thing for me, to figure out this Wendy character. So everyone treats Kirsch like he is a human, but it's very obvious that he is not. So I'm curious.
That he's very book smart, like which is, to me, it just means he has like an internet brain, essentially. Like it could just process all the information that's out there in the world because he's a machine.
Yeah.
So that's smart. That's a brain.
True. Good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. Yeah. I actually got on today because for some reason in my mind they released on Sundays. So I'm like, ooh, I can watch one more, and I'm like, oh shit, no, I can't. No,
it's Tuesday.
I do wish. I'm glad I have something to watch almost every single day this week. Like now, I have enough shows that I've been watching weekly. So I'm excited for Tuesdays just because it is New Alien.
Yeah,
night.
I do not.
Are they gonna do 2 and 2 or just one each week?
I'm sure one, but I would love it if it was 2.
Yeah.
I just wish they did like the Bear and just released all the episodes and get it over with.
Right. Yeah, it'll probably be one. But yeah, it's really the only show I have to look forward to. That's the only show I'm watching currently. Well, no, my wife likes The Gilded Age on HBO Max.
Okay.
So I've been watching that and I get into it. It's like anything. It's like, it's not my thing, but you start watching it for a while and it becomes something you're interested in.
You get interested in
character. You don't know how it plays out. Yeah.
They're not gonna judge you, dude. You don't have to apologize for it. You like it, you like it.
I do. I love it. We're gonna do a whole show on it next week.
Perfect. It'll be you chatting, and me and Alberto will be like,
yeah, very good.
Yeah, I love it. I'm gonna pop some more time in it.
There you go.
All right, I'm excited about this part. We're gonna get into it.
Jumping right into toys.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. Focus on figures. Here we go.
All right. So what we're doing, since we jumped right into it, we're basically picking. Each of us have picked 3 people from the toy community of Instagram or around. I'm only on Instagram now, social media, so that's the only one that I see.
Same.
And then I think we're just chatting about that kind of stuff, right? Like,
Absolutely. One thing I wanted to get into before we really start, because like you said, Tom, a lot of people may not know what the hell is even going on right now, and some people will. Our core audience right now will, but there's a whole world of toy photography. So you take your action figures, toys, dolls, as we've talked about, whatever you want to call them, and you
Don't call them
photograph that thing. It's a phenomenal creative outlet. So you take that thing and you create with that thing. And one thing I was really curious about, wanted to kind of get into with you guys before we break down these images and creators, are how did you get started in the whole toy photography world? Because I know my story is very strange and unique, but I don't really know the story that you guys have for how you got started. Albert,
with that.
yeah, Alberto, let's go. Let's see it. You got a smirk on your face, like you got a great story to tell.
No, not really. Well, you guys know I'm from Puerto Rico, so over there, there's not too much access to. There were comic book stores, but every now and then they closed down, and if you were collecting, you would jump like 10 issues, and then you get back. It was weird. And the collection over there, there was KB Toys, and you can get a couple stuff down there. My brother was the one big collector. My grandfather used to buy him huge collections of Matchbox cars and the old GI Joes. He had them in boxes.
Yep.
So, and I started collecting basically through my teenage years in high school, and I had some figures, but it wasn't really until I started working, I moved over here to the States, that I had full blown access to everything. So. So one thing I jumped to, Hot Toys. My first Hot Toys was Cavill's Man of Steel. The first one. Yeah, it's the first Hot Toy I ever owned. And then that fell. I collected other lines from like NECA, the old school ones where they did a little Gears of War, video games, Halo, and all that stuff. But never, some of them I lost in the move. Some of them I had in storage. Some of them I had on display, given not too much importance. Then I started with Instagram. I remember it was 10 years ago now. It's a lot. And then I started posting some of photos of my collection, which were terrible shots, by the way. And then I happened along some groups that were posting. They were doing the old collab shots that they gave you a tag and you followed through.
Oh yeah, the toy pops.
Yeah. So I started there. Then some photos started getting followings and likes and all that stuff. And then when I was heavy into collecting, I said, okay, let's try this, Then from a cell phone, I jumped to a camera. From a camera, jumped to diorama. Diorama started buying studio lights and editing software. And then I went for the full-blown professional camera, full-blown lens. And 10 years later, here I am with too much action figures and not too much time to do anything with them. So, well, that's basically how I started in this gig.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't realize that. I mean, there's one correlation we have with how we started, but I'll let Tom do his thing because I'm curious.
So kind of very similarly, I grew up big time nerd. I was always reading comics. I collected the Marvel trading cards and all that stuff, like as a small child. And then the comics always kind of stayed with, and I was buying toys pretty much all the time until I left for college. But like, I wasn't like completing lines or anything like that. But I was getting like all the Batman animated series figures from, I think, Kenner at the time, or Toy Biz, or whoever was making them. And then, I went off to college. I went to art school and met some like-minded friends, and we bonded over comics and anime and stuff like that. But I wasn't really buying much because I was a poor ass college kid until like my senior year, where I was like, you know what, I'm gonna like treat myself to like this statue, and I bought a statue. And then my buddy, my very close friend, was like, "Oh, you got to see this, what I got." And he came in with the first wave of Marvel Legends, the old Toy Biz Marvel Legends. And I was like, oh no. And at the time, they were $6 per figure. So I was just like, well, this is a new thing that I could dive into and start buying those, which led into the next wave and the next. And then the next thing I know, I have way more toys than I have anything to do with, which kind of just continue to just expand throughout my entire adult life. But you know, and I was taking pictures of them here or there. Never like ever something that I was trying to create scenes or, you know, kind of what we do now. But much like you, Alberto, like I wanted to create an Instagram account. My friends are always telling me you should create an Instagram account for just all of your nerd stuff, so you could just talk about movies, video games, toys, all that stuff. So when I initially created Iawatu, it was really just to chat with people online and just be like, this is the new Blu-ray I got this week. This is the new movie poster I got this week. In which I go back far enough in my Instagram. Good luck, it's 3,000 photos on there now. It's a lot more like mix of things, just to kind of chat with people. But then every now and again, just like you, Alberto, when I post pictures of my collection of toys, you get those people being like, hey, you should post at 7 p.m. and use this hashtag. Like we do this thing. And I'm like, what? And I started like looking at it and seeing what was getting posted. I was like, this is interesting. So I started posting along with that. And then same thing you were saying, Alberto, some people like started coming in and the following started growing and growing. And it was just like the next thing I know, I'm just like buying things specifically to take pictures, to take part in this online hobby, which has consumed my life at this point. So, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, it's kind of similar, all three of us, I think. So with me, it started the same as everyone. We had toys as children. I think my first big set was the Robin Hood Prince of Thieves Sherwood Forest play set. I love that thing. But we had all this stuff, but you know, I don't know about you guys, but I fell out of it after a while. And I got to a certain age where it wasn't my thing. And I remember Lord of the Rings came out and I got those. I believe it was Toy Biz as well at the time. Was it?
I can't remember who was doing the original.
Yeah, it's Toy Biz, yeah. I saw them the other day at a local store, Toy Biz.
Yeah. So they released those figures and I bought some of them. And then I actually went outside and took pictures of them with an old like Polaroid that you have to take the film in and get it developed.
Right.
Oh, wow.
So I took pictures and took it in and got it developed. And I was like, this is weird, you know, and then I kind of laid it aside. And action figures went out of my life, sold them all. You know, you get your first house, you do all these things. And I remember going to see Man of Steel, and we've talked about this, but I was like, holy shit, that was so great. So the same year as Man of Steel, I went to my first Comic-Con, which they do one here in Indianapolis every year. And I went there and I saw this Man of Steel figure. So that's where our stories coincide, Alberto, because I'm like, holy shit, that thing's awesome. So I buy this Cavill Superman figure and I take it home. And then I start messing around with it and I'm like, oh, this is really awesome. So then I go back the next day to Comic-Con and they have the Zod. So I buy the Zod. So I go home again and I'm all in and I'm like, these are so great. I have no one to talk to it about. Like, I don't know a single person in my life that gives a shit. So I create an Instagram account and I get on Instagram and I post some probably collection photos. I don't remember. But I started to get into it and pay attention to the space. I'm like, oh, people collect and photograph these things. And one of the great things for me, so I will never forget the first 3 accounts that I ever followed. And the 3 that inspired me and continue to do so to this day. But is you, Tom. You were the first one. You were the first person I followed on Instagram. Yeah. And then it was Trevor, 1/6 shooter, and then it was TJ.
Oh shit!
You were the first 3 people that I followed, which coincidentally is the 1/6 pack, another YouTube show you can go check out on Trevor's channel, 1/6 shooter. But those were you guys were the first 3 people that I followed, And I was like, holy shit, this is like artwork with these figures. This is wild. And it took me a very long time, and I'm still trying to figure out how to do these things, but I just wanted to create something. I'm like, all these people that I admire the way they create something, I want to do that same thing, but I want to do it my way, whatever way that is. I still don't know. And that blossomed into my addiction to toy photography, which is buying things not just because I love them, because I want to photograph them. I want to get my creative outlet in.
Yep.
You know, that's the only way I can express myself creatively in my life. We all lead busy lives, and that's the spot. My creative outlet is toy photography, and that's what it is for me.
Since you guys both talked about your first hot toy, I just want to say my first hot toy was gifted to me from a friend for my birthday, and it was the Dark Knight Batman. Dark Knight Batman. So the Bale Batman.
Yep.
Not their DX, nothing like special. Their first one, they came out with, and I was floored. I could not believe it. And at the time, that was right before, like maybe like 2 months before the pre-order for the original Captain America from the first Avengers movie went up. And I'm like, well, I'm going down this hole. And I pre-ordered
Yep.
that. And then that kind of ballooned into all that.
I
But
love it.
that's awesome, Jordan. And I gotta say, you always play it coy, like you don't have like a
Yeah,
style
he
or like you're
does.
finding your way, but your stuff, like you have a voice, a visual voice.
I don't know what that is, but yeah, it's
You
literally
don't
for
need to
me.
know. You
Okay,
just make it,
that's good.
like I think
Yeah,
if you try to force one, that's when it looks too, oh, someone's trying to force something into this. It
got
just
it.
let it happen naturally. Other people notice it. Like I know when your stuff comes up on my feed. Just like Alberto. I know when Alberto's stuff
Yeah,
comes up in my feed. Sometimes he
yeah.
throws me for a loop though and posts like these like black and white photos. I'm not expecting these like complete like
Icon.
aura pieces. I'm
It's
like, oh
just
my god.
that I'm experimenting, so just let's go with it.
No, I love that shit. I love when I see
Yeah.
something unexpected from people that I also just expect certain like things from. It's great. Play with
Yeah.
different stuff all the time.
I think the most important thing for me is being able to look at the community and look at the people that inspire you, um, and gain inspiration to create, but
Yep.
also not copy. Um, that's big for me. Like I see things, I'm like, holy shit. I mean, you do it all the time. Both of you guys do it all the time. And I'm like, holy shit, that's amazing. I want to be inspired by this, but I still just want to do what I do. And I go to my 3x3 card table and just nothing set up. I just start throwing figures and figure something out.
Yeah.
So I'm inspired by other people's work, but I don't want to focus in on wanting to be what someone else is, which I think is kind of a hard thing to do. Because originally I kind of struggled with that. I'm like, no, I want it to look like this, or I want it to look like this person's work or that person's work. And then I'm like, no, I'm just starting from scratch here. I'm just going to throw things together until I see something behind the lens. I'm like, oh, I like that. I'll shoot
Mm.
that. And that's what it's become. I literally, when I start out to do a shot, nowadays I have a lot of time in the car. So I'll think about things. I'll think about characters. And then I'll be like, okay, this character, what can I do with this character? And then I'll come home and grab the character out of the shelf and put him on the table and just start moving diorama pieces around and seeing what I can make work. But that's part of the fun part of the process for me. I don't know how you guys do it, but for me, it's part of starting from scratch and setting up as I go and then seeing what comes out of it.
Mine is more based on the artistic technique used in the. I like art, paintings, and my wife is an art history major before she became an attorney, also. Uh, and we travel a lot, and we seen a lot of art in different parts of the world. And I'm particularly fond of the claroscuro technique. You know, high contrast, and I've seen those. And I remember going into a church in somewhere in Rome, and they had a big Caravaggio picture, and it was lit by candlelight. and it was something that, I just stood there for half an hour looking at it, how the shadows played, and I just put myself in the position of the person who Caravaggio was painting it back in the day. And how do you get this and how do you work with the lights and the shadows and the perspective and the angles, and what makes it interesting other than the subject. I could be shooting the worst shittiest figure in the world, but for me it's not about I enjoy the subject that I'm shooting, but it's more based on how can I make it look better, how with this lighting position on it would make it look better than it actually is. So that's how my take on it. It's so that's why I keep studying. I buy books just to look at compositions, and for me it's a ongoing project, and it keeps me busy. It's a good hobby. It's just more than just putting the the figure, the subject there, and just put a big light on it and just shoot it and then post it. No, it's a whole process that goes into it. So for me, it's more of the lighting and how I can get the viewer to look at and appreciate the art that is showing. It's not for everybody, and I'm pretty sure that's it. But I don't care. So
Yeah.
for me, it's the journey from me having to conceptualize what I want to portray in my shot, and that's the result that you get. And I get a lot of people appreciate it, and that's why I'm happy with the following I have, because there's no people that can appreciate the fact of what the time and effort that one is putting in, and it's just not just taking a picture just to post a picture and just to get it over with. It's a whole process behind it. It's a whole, at least for me.
And there's a lot of those. I've seen a couple of accounts that are much like, I have my one thing that's set up all the time, and I just change out the figures in it, and they're doing something different each time. And there's literally nothing wrong with that at all, because I find the best thing about this hobby is that the people that are in it that continue to post are doing so because they're having fun.
Mm-hmm. And there's always variety. You get to look at different things and get inspired by different things.
Yep.
I get inspired every day. Every day you post something, Thomas. I wish I could do digital photography with all those effects, but I know my limits. But I have to work around those limits in order to get the result that I want. And that's also a challenge that makes it fun. It's just not to put the figure there and take a picture. Anybody can do that, but the effort that goes into and trying to get a result that you have in your mind, it's what makes it fun for me. But there's nothing wrong with placing the figure and taking a photo that makes you happy. Go for it, and it's good because our feeds are interesting. We see people who shoot outside, people who shoot just behind a light in a light box. We've seen everything, and some people kill it doing just light box photography. The posing and all that stuff. So
we're looking at one right off to the side.
Yeah, exactly. No, he killed every time. I'm amazed by the time and effort that he puts into posing those, especially with the hot toys. Dude, it's insane how he does. All those elaborate poses. Mine keep falling over and breaking, so I'm not gonna. I'll leave that to him. So, but
that's one of the things. I love about the hobby is how diverse everybody's voice is. Whether or not you are putting just a figure down, shooting in the same backdrop, or conceptualizing every little thing about the entire scene that you're trying to build, or you're looking at a blank table and you're like, here's a stack of figures, here's a stack of diorama pieces. How do I make these things into something interesting? It's just how each individual person gets to the end result of whatever they end up posting. It's just so interesting to see. And everybody has a different voice. It's one of the reasons why, going back to something you said earlier, Jordan, was that a lot of people at least because I went off to art school, and in art school we have to do a lot of master studies where you are meant to take a master painting like the Caravaggio or something like that you were talking about, Alberto, and then each student has to recreate it. And whether or not they recreate it one-to-one or they put a little bit of themselves in there or whatnot, that is up to you as the artist, because you learn a little bit about the techniques. You get a little bit more of a sense of how the artistic process, how you gel with the artistic process, and what you end up injecting yourself into different parts of it. And you come up with something that'll never be exactly one-to-one. I mean, these people, the paintings that a lot of the time we had to do master studies of were it would take them years to make these
Mhm.
paintings. You're not going to do that in a week for a homework assignment, right? And the same thing where toy photography, like copy people, sure, copy people, but use that as a way to learn. See what works well for you, see what you like about the process to inform your own voice kind of going forward. Don't always copy, don't make an entire page that all it is just this looks exactly like this and this looks exactly like that.
Mhm.
No, but use it as a way to explore, to find your own way. So it's interesting to kind of see how people end up getting to where they get. Patrick over here to the side to kind of start talking about the figures is like a perfect person to kind of talk about, because when I first started following Patrick, all of his pictures were done on his patio in his backyard.
Yeah.
Lots of fog. You could see chairs and whatnot in the background, and like it was still great posing. And he always killed it in posing. Like that was the main reason why I started following him. I was like, man, the man knows how to pose these figures.
Mhm.
And then when you start doing like more of these kind of setups and stuff like that, where it's like, here is it, my gray backdrop. I'll introduce some interesting lighting, but I'll really just kind of let the figure themselves, the sculpt of the figure and whatnot, kind of tell the story that he's trying to tell through various shots. All of his pictures are like galleries of things. And I think that he really brings out a lot of each figure that, I definitely don't do with my work. I do what looks cool? What can I make that looks cool for like one single picture or something like that? Like I kind of try to make a lot of people have said like a lot of my stuff looks like comic covers. I'm like, I try to just make this is a cover picture. That's it. The one, move on to another. Whereas I could look at every single one of these, and there's like, I think there's on this Doc Ock gallery, there's like 8 pictures or 10 pictures or something like that. And each one has like crazy like tentacle posing and like I love them. And I feel like this guy can sell any figure to anyone
Yeah.
just by shooting it on his gray backdrop. And
Yeah.
I don't understand how he doesn't work for Hot Toys or work for other companies. It's kind of a shame that like he does everything just for pop collectibles. I'm like, no, he needs to be brought in by like an actual toy company at this point. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
because one of the great things he does is not only posing, but he lights it so well.
Yes.
He highlights the best features of a figure.
Because he answers many of the questions that we have about the figure and in picture mode. Because how far will that Doc Ock go? How far you can pose it, and there you go.
Can his tentacle pull up a Spider-Man? Well, guess what? The last
slide, we're gonna find out.
Shows that it does.
And that's one of the things about this segment that I wanted to get into is, I got to get better with intros, outros, and introducing segments. But focus on figures, obviously. Focus toy photography on figures, the things that we collect, and then through our creative outlet, take photos of. But that's the whole point of this segment. If you haven't gathered that yet, is the figure. And we will talk about the creator of the image that we show on the screen, and just break down their process or what speaks to us artistically about this image.
Yeah, so we're starting with it looks like, are we going to pull up all 3 of my selects first? Is that what we're doing?
No, we're going to go back and forth. So
Okay.
Tom will do one of yours, then we'll go to Alberto, then one of mine. And we've picked 3 creators from the community, and we'll highlight a certain image or images in some examples of that creator with a certain figure or setting, and then we'll talk about those things. But the first one is yours, Tom, from Zord Photography with Doc Ock. And what scale is this? I'm assuming it's 112.
It's Mezco.
Yeah. So this is a Mezco figure. It's a 112 scale. The 3, just to kind of go, my approach to this segment for this week was I really want to talk about 3 very distinct areas of toy photography, and where this one is more the studio style photography. We see a lot of photographers out there like Mr. Lee or Zord is another example, who do like, here's a backdrop. Justin is another one who does a lot of pictures on his page, Justin's Collectibles collection.
Justin's collection.
Yeah, Justin's collection. And it is where it's just really showing the figure. And Zord is always one of those where anytime a new figure is coming out, I'm excited to see his take on it, because I want to see what you pointed out already, Alberto. He puts the figures through the paces, and he'll push it further than your average toy photographer is a collector. When it comes to hot toys, they're more worried about breaking their figures or something like that. Patrick does not have these qualms. He will, in his open boxes, he will tear the boxes apart, throw them away. He'll push things to as far as it'll go, and if it snaps, it snaps. Whatever.
Yeah, he'll post it. If it snaps, he'll post it. He'll tell you that's
So I love seeing it because you get a good sense of how far it can go. And now, like, he does I would say most of his work is 1/6 scale, but when he dives into other scales, I feel like you get even more creativity with the posing, because they can go further normally than 1/6. So if you want to cycle through more of these Doc Ock pictures,
yeah, let's go. There's some of these that are so good,
dude.
They're all good, but
the tentacles look insane. It's like they're the star of this show. Like it's crazy. And like, you know exactly what's happening here. He's throwing off his lab coat and getting ready to go tackle a Spider-Man. It's it's just wild. And I have this figure. I sadly have not opened it yet. I don't know why. But this gallery of shots makes me want to open it like immediately. And like, that holding, like, he uses, whenever possible, he tries to never use a stand or anything to like hold up or prop up the figures besides the figures themselves. So I know that the tentacle holding back to prop Doc Ock is what's enabling Doc Ock to hold that Spider-Man figure up in the air, and the tentacles are strong enough to withstand a Mafex figure up there.
That's so good. And then this one, I love this one.
It's so good. It's everything about it. It's like the menacing face. Doc Ock looks so proud of himself. Spider-Man looks like he's unconscious. You know, like the tentacles look like, one looks like it's just keeping an eye on Spider-Man just in case. The other one is like also celebrating the same way Doc Ock is. It's
And the thing is, I've heard people, knock this type of photography down, but you have to understand the knowledge that he has to have about human anatomy, because posing is not something. Posing, it's not easy to get. It's somebody told it's you can get Batman on a rooftop, but he might look like he's taking a dump, other than scouting to see what is happening over there. Because one miss of a knee pose or an angle or something, it might change the whole subject of the picture entirely. So that's not an easy thing to do.
And exactly that point that you said, where some people knock this type of photography, like, I think that's insane. Because first off, all photography is valid, right? Unless you're using AI. Then you're not even why
we're all in agreement there.
Why are you trying to kill like a community to
kill this?
Put something. Anyway, that aside, I feel like and that's why I want to pick three entirely different types of toy photographies to show. All of them are valid, and they're all doing very different things and doing them very well. And I love seeing the stuff on my feed. Like, keep doing these figure showcases that show me, before I even open my box, like, oh, I could do this kind of stuff with the tentacles with this figure. Awesome. That inspires me to then take something I'm seeing here and bring that into my own brain when I start thinking up what I'm going to do with my own figures. It inspires me to then push forward my own work, which you can't ask for anything better than that.
No, that's the whole point, right?
Yep.
I mean, it's kind of what I talked about earlier. Looking at the community in a whole and gathering inspiration from everything that they post. And there's so much inspiration to be had in the work that Patrick does. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. How could you knock this? It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. All right.
And I mean,
Alberto,
obviously, Patrick has like 140,000 followers. They're really doing fine.
Does he really?
He's okay.
Oh, yeah. He's blown up.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Again, rightfully so. Super deserved. Hot Toys, Mezco, all you companies, pay attention to this guy. Hire him. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, right. I mean, I'm not here to shit on anything or anyone, but I'm saying, if you are a toy company and this photo just highlighting the posability and the range of options you have with your figure why would you not someone that can truly understand and highlight that? Because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know this figure existed, honestly, and somehow I missed these photos. I never saw them till you sent them to me today, Tom. I would have bought this day one.
Yeah.
He sold me day one. So yeah.
I saw them and I missed this figure. I didn't pre-order it, and it's going for insane prices in the aftermarket. So
Not surprised.
yeah, so
I'm all in on
So
their
good.
Mezco's Golden Age shit. Like the day
Yeah.
those go up on pre-order, I've ordered all of them.
I'm with the DC ones. Yeah, all of them
Yeah.
have come out. I won't pre-order.
Usually my Green Goblin, my Golden Age or Silver Age, I guess, is usually right here within reaching distance. But he's in the other room right now.
All right, next one up is Alberto's, and we all know and love this guy, but Alberto, I'll let you take it away.
This is from our boy and good friend Sean Canary, Visual Approach Photo. If you're not following him, I suffered with him through the creation of this Castle Grayskull. I was his cheerleader through the whole process, so it serves right that I show it here in the show because he doesn't like when you give him, congratulate him on something well done. He's not good on compliments, so I'll take it from here, even if he doesn't like it. I don't care. This is to show what I wanted to show in the show today was the practical approach to photography. Not everything, has to be Gen AI. There's people who are artists who are dedicated to the craft, and this is a perfect example to that. And there are other things in this photo that are from people in the community who make a living out of providing us with certain things that we use and props, and the same as in like in the movie, with creating movies that you need certain things. For example, the torches in the floor, they're from a good friend of ours, Brian Lynn, Cardboard Customs, and that's something practical that you don't have to be an expert on digital photography or anything or Gen AI usage. There are things out there that you can use in photography in the practical way. So that's why I brought, my because it's the way I shoot. So that's why I wanted to bring these three artists that will reserve the other two for when time comes. But as you can see, the fantastic result here with the lighting, and and that it's possible if you go out a little bit out of your way to create this fantastic settings for this hobby.
His creation of that Castle Grayskull, because he was sending it to our group chat from Legions Con. We have a group chat.
Yeah.
And he was sending the progress of this. Oh my God. The thing is incredible. I can't believe he makes this. Most of the dioramas and all of his pictures, he makes himself. And they all look like so professional. It is like there's something that you think that someone's selling like in an actual like big box store or something like that. Like, but no, it's a one of a kind thing. He made it himself, and he does gorgeous photography with it.
Exactly.
Like he is a jack of all trades of creation. It is amazing.
Yes. But he's a jack of all trades and master of all trades as well.
Yeah.
Normally that adage is jack of all trades, master of none, not Sean.
He's working on something that I won't spoil, but it's gonna be insane. So he sends me every now and then updates about it, and it's nothing with the company. It's something personal for him, but I won't spoil it. You guys will see it, but it's fucking insane, dude. The guy's I call him a Renaissance man because he's a hell of a photographer. He's a hell of an artist, and he's a hell of a dude. So I'm just and he does everything, mostly everything in a practical way. So in order to get this result in a practical way, it's insane, man. It's I really do admire, and I really do, and I'm glad to call him my friend also. So he does hell of a job. So
yeah, that's one of the things.
Sorry.
No, go ahead, Tom.
No, after you, Jordan.
I was just going to say it's one of the things that I'm really excited about with this whole show, is to get people, friends of ours, onto the show. And if a lot of people reach out and want to do it, we're in our very fledgling stage of this nerdocracy. So we've got to get through the technical issues before we can do those things. And I also don't want to copycat too much. There are a lot of phenomenal shows about toys, about toy photography, and I recommend all of those shows. But it is our passion, so it is something we'll lean into. Over time, we'll have those people on the show. Sean would be a great example. So I'm excited for that, to let you people see the face behind the amazing image we just witnessed. And the diorama. Phenomenal. All right. Anything else we want to? Any more praise we want to heap on Sean?
No, I think
before move on?
I said all from Shawnee Boy, so I think
I'll
we're good.
blaze him up just a little bit and just say he has a master control of color and light,
Yeah.
Yes.
where he has a great eye to draw the viewer's eye exactly where he wants you to look first, and then control that and have you see the rest of the scene and experience it in a way that tells a story in a single image.
Yeah.
And he always does this with every picture he posts, and it is such a joy to wake up, because he usually posts well before I get up, to the point where when I wake up and I open up Instagram,
we're chatting at 5 a.m. in the morning. We will wake up at the same time, so we're already showing pictures to each other. This is what I'm going to post at 5 or 6 a.m. having coffee.
Well, I sometimes get a DM from you at 5 o'clock in the morning your time, because I'm still up on my
I know.
But it comes up first on my feed, and it's always a delight to wake up to a visual approach photo. So
yeah,
that's it.
All right, here we go. I'm not sure what my first one is. I guess we'll find out. I don't remember. Oh, press pause photography.
What depth to the shot. God damn.
Nice,
yeah. One of the great things about this one, one of the things I always want to achieve in my mind, because I have so many figures and my mind's racing. I'm like a cat where it's always like, it's all over the place. So I always want to fit a ton of figures into a scene. Like, it's always something I want to do. I want to pull that off because I'm like, oh, I've got this guy. A great example, the last shot I took of Ragnar. It started off just Ragnar.
I love
and turned
that
into
shot,
4
though.
Space Wolves.
Yeah, I'm glad that you added more in. It can service that picture a lot.
So I always want more. I love that composition. If you can pull off a composition with a ton of figures. But this one has 8 figures. So he's squeezed 8 figures into this one frame. And the lines lead you perfectly to where your eye needs to go. It's lit perfectly. He also works in the effects, which is something I struggle with. He did a great job with that. The lighting's great. But what blew me away in viewing this image is how many figures he fit into this one frame, but it's still coherent. Because I've done many shots with multiple figures, and I get to the editing floor, and I'm like, oh my God,
it's not easy to fit all that.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Yeah.
I absolutely love this one. I love it. And it's the Bad Batch.
It's amazing that, he has the entire batches there. Plus, you see like Rex and other troopers and like in the background. It's amazing how many figures are in this. And as you said, Jordan, like it views as, it honestly looks more like a poster, like an actual than, because I would say it's cinematic. It is, but like there's a quality to it that elevates it beyond cinematic to something almost tactile that I would have in my hand, like a poster to put on the wall or marketing material for the show. And it all like works so well. The way how the brightness in the background is like lightly kissing the side of like all the characters to make them pop, that they're all legible and all readable. And I know exactly what every character is, except for like, some of the clone troopers in the background, but I think that's kind of the point, right? It's like you recognize your main heroes, and they're just there to kind of like let you know that, oh, the batch is helping out, this squad take down whoever they're firing against.
Yeah.
So,
and the little tidbits, this thing, I always love this, and I can never really pull it off, but I always appreciate it when others do it. But the little stuff in the foreground that really makes me feel like I'm immediately, I don't know why, I notice it. And I'm like, okay, I'm in this world. We've got these leaves hanging down in the foreground, whatever they are, whatever this tree is, it immediately draws me into it, and I'm invested. I'm like, okay, this is real. This is a real thing. Like, here are the leaves, here's the world, and then the scene takes place after that, and it's a phenomenal scene.
Your brain almost completes the full scene because of the fact that he sets up the background, he sets up the middle ground where all the figures are, and then those foreground elements are almost like putting the lid on the box that now finishes it off to make it this believable world. Like anytime I'm trying to set up a scene, I always try to push something in the foreground to make it seem like you're never looking at just a window of this character.
Yeah.
You're more looking at a window of this character's entire world.
Yes.
And that one foreground element always helps push it. And if you could do multiples, like there's little bits of leaves kind of going across the top here, it just helps sell it so much more.
And that's one of the things I've tried to start incorporating because of inspiration from people like Connor here, Press Pause Photography. You guys both do it, but I always appreciate that and how it draws me into an image. So I've been trying more and more to incorporate foreground, whatever that may be, to draw you into the overall image. And it spoke to me when I saw him, like, holy shit, he got all these figures in one composition and just somehow managed to make it all flow. And I can see myself sitting at the card table for 2 hours fucking this up over and over again. So bravo, Connor. This is a badass piece.
And he also does, like, I want to make sure we just point out the fact that Connor's work, he can manage this many figures, but when he does just a single figure, it's always like wow, that's a cover art or something like that.
Yes.
Like it pops out in a way that he doesn't have to have multiple figures to make you believe his world is real and alive. He could do that with just one or two.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, he's very versatile. Yeah. But also one thing I appreciate about this is he took these Black Series figures. Like, one thing I often struggle with is when I shoot 1/6, I feel like I'm leaning too much on the realism of the figure itself. So I tend to gravitate towards, I'll just take a portrait because this figure looks so good, it's going to do all the work for me. So to take these Black Series figures and still make them look like this and feel like this, that, to me personally, that's an achievement, because I would struggle with that.
Making Black Series figures look good is an achievement. Let me tell you, because they don't in hand. Every time I get one, I'm like, oh. I have plenty. So not bad mouthing like the line. It's like it fills out the Star Wars stuff. But yeah, if you compare Hot Toys versus Black Series, the fact that you could do this with Black Series just speaks to Connor's talent.
Yeah, it does. All right, next up, I think we're back to Tom, and it is What's Up, Danger?
Yeah, What's Up, Danger? One of my, like, I don't know where Marty came from, but all of a sudden, like, I want to say it was like 3-4 years ago or something like that. I just saw his stuff and was like, okay. And then I don't know, again, much like where he came from, I don't know where he came from, but every freaking day he posts art that looks like this, where you're just like, holy shit, how is he putting out this high quality storytelling photography? Because the reason why I want to pull up What's Up, Danger into this is he's very much into the storytelling. A lot of his scenes fill a scene, all practical stuff. And he just, like, I know exactly, my brain wants to tell more of a story than what even the scene is conveying. Like, I complete way more of this in my mind than what's out there on the screen. And that is every day with him. So it was kind of hard choosing a single image for this. I will tell you, like, he has one with, I forget the Mythic Legion's Grim Reaper character that we just got in the most recent Necronomicon.
Yeah. I've seen it. I know that
where he's big and there's like a tiny little Spider-Man on a chessboard, like that one as well. Like, that is a old school comic cover made real. Like, this is also like a crazy crossover Marvel versus DC comic that I want to read right fucking now.
And it might be canon. It might happen.
Yeah,
with the Deadpool, the Batman Deadpool. So.
And like, he does, the settings are amazing. Like, there's so much. There's a word I'm looking for here, not evocative, but kind of evocative feeling to the setting, where, like, it feels like a smoky Latvian castle setting. You get that. You can feel Superman's strife with the way how he's posed, right? Because magic is one of his weaknesses, and we know Dr. Doom is a master of magic. And so, like, we could feel he's like, hunched forward in a way where it looks painful for him, but still looking up at Doom. And the way how Doom is one hand on that chair, lifting himself up. He's upset that Cal isn't like fully submitting to him. Like I could see Doom thinking that Superman is just being arrogant and not like fully just submitting to his fate. And it's just, there's a lot here with posing, setting, lighting. It's amazing.
It's amazing. I actually had one of his shots in my top 3, and after I got yours, I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna take it out.
Which one
To
did you have?
celebrate someone else. What's that?
Which shot did you
Oh,
have?
he has one of Batman. I believe it's the Mezco Gotham by Gaslight, or kind of the whole steampunk Batman. And there's like the broken window above him. And it's a very simple shot, but the perspective comes through the window to Batman standing in the room, like something just happened and Batman's here to try to figure it out. And it's a phenomenal shot. I mean, like you said, you could take any of his shots and we could talk about it for 20 minutes because they're so damn good.
They're rich with detail, and
They are.
part of the detail that he adds in feels pointless. There's always a reason and a method behind
storytelling.
Yeah. That Batman shot that you're talking about, there's like, of course, there's playing cards strewn about, so you know exactly what happened there as Batman tries to kind of figure it out, because maybe this Batman doesn't know the Joker yet or something like that. Yeah. It's so good.
He's phenomenal. It's that's inspiring stuff right there. All right, let's see. Alberto, you should be next. Oh, we got Johnny.
Yep.
Yeah, Johnny is a master of atmosphere and landscape. The guy has a awesome eye for angles, and it's just, you just want to stare at it like you were staring at a painting. And I think he calls it I forgot the term he uses. It's the lighting he uses. I think he basically sets the atmosphere up for the lighting, and then just places the subject inside, and it'll get, the angle of the light coming in and everything. It just fits perfectly. I haven't seen a photo of him that's, that I could say something negative about it, because he has an eye for the practical and for these kind of dioramas and for angles. I just love it, man. He does awesome work, and it's one of the other guys who's one of my biggest inspirations for my shots. But for it's just awesome. Just makes you look at it and just stare at it for a while, and it's just great. Does awesome work.
He is a master of atmosphere. It's Johnny Sergeant Bananas on Instagram. Not full Sergeant, SGT Bananas. If anyone wants to follow him. But yes,
which
Johnny,
you probably are.
Yeah,
you probably are. If you're watching this, you probably are.
Yeah. His the way how he could fill a scene.
It's
this one is gorgeous because of multiple reasons. The atmosphere, I think those are all toy blocks.
Dioramas
that are around, but they match that Batman figure so well. And the way how the light just hits the back of his head, but yet all the rest of them is, you can clearly see it.
You can see everything.
Nothing is obfuscated in the way that it's like, there's too much shadow or anything like that. It's all just enough that it feels like I feel this time of day. When you just the time of day, like you can feel how it feels.
He's replicating gold, the golden hour in his garage most likely, and it's perfect. It works. It just works.
And it's so difficult to do.
It is.
It's very difficult to do.
It is. Yeah.
And he's good at doing it in scenes like this as he is doing it in scenes that look like you're on a mountaintop in the middle of a snowy tundra or something like that.
Yeah.
He has mastered all of the atmospheres.
Yeah. Snow, dust, dawn, rain. And he always manages to get the rain just right. It doesn't leave those big droplets that takes the entire photo out of scale. I don't know how the hell he does it. I don't know what type of spray he uses or how he does it, but I think it's trade secret, but it always comes out
No,
fantastic.
he did a whole video series on how he does his rain with
I missed that one. Yeah,
not Nerd, Tested. I think he did it with Tested. Like, that's the great thing is, like, with many toy photographers, and this is one of the things I also do love about it. If you reach out to anybody and you ask them questions, 90% of the time you will be met with answers, right? Johnny is someone who he's not keeping anything a secret from you or anything like that, you know. And I feel like that's great. And like he did those videos with Tested where he showed Rain was one of the ones that he did. I forget some of the other ones.
I didn't see that
was
one.
Yeah, he did it with Norm, I think. So it's, yeah, you should check those out and reach out to any toy photographers if you ever have any questions.
Yeah. It's very open and cooperative community.
Yes.
All right. Who's next? I don't know at this point. I think
Be
it's
you,
me.
Jordan.
It's George. Yorgi's photos. Alberto, you'll love this one. It's
Hellboy, yeah.
This guy paints. I mean, that's what he does. He paints with a camera and a figure.
Yep.
Every time I see one of his images, once again, it's very unique to him as a creator. I'm like, I know who this is.
Yeah. I always know his
whisked
photos when they come up. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm whisked away to this painting of Hellboy.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see it as a Magnolia cover. I mean, it's perfect. Love everything about it.
There's a mood. There's such a mood in this shot, as well as every shot that he posts. Like, he captures if Johnny's atmosphere, he is mood, like, personified.
Yeah, absolutely. I struggled with a few of his, and this is the one I chose. Halfway for my love of Hellboy and halfway for Alberto's love of Hellboy. So this is the one that ended up in there. But if anyone wants to check him out, it's Yorgi's. It's just Yorgi's photo, not Yorgi's
George
photo.
She says, Georgie.
Yeah.
It's
phenomenal. Like, everything that he produces is this way, and it's got all the things for me that inspires me. He's got the effects, but he's got the perfect lighting that he does on his own. He's got the background. He's got the posing, which I often struggle with, and he always nails that. And he brings it all together in, like I said, it's a painting to me. Like, give me this shit for my wall. It's perfect.
He does a lot of great. He does a lot of contrast in his for. I love his work. He does a really good job, and he's a good guy also.
I've never communicated with him personally. I just am a major fan.
Competed against him, so yeah, we did that toy photography. He beat me by 1 point. So, but yeah, I known him for a while now, and he does awesome job. He does. I got to give it to him.
Beautiful light. He blends something that I love, blending digital effects with practical setups. It's great. I love it. I love seeing it. He controls the overall mood of a scene. I've said mood like 8 times already. With his color choices, a lot of his color choices are very character appropriate. You'll get like a lot of Batman in blues or something like that, like kind of feeling more like night. Hellboy is in a lot of like fiery or seedy kind of like more witch-like atmosphere, because that's kind of what Hellboy deals in. He understands the characters that he's shooting, and he lights them in a way that really makes them feel like, or makes the shot feel like you're looking in at their world of that character.
I like his contrast and shadow play in his photography. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's very good.
Very good. Yeah.
And I've always appreciated people, and you're one of these people, Tom, that can incorporate the practical and the digital. I cannot do that. I struggle with that heavily.
Yeah, that's my limitation right there.
When I see it, it's so awesome and so inspiring. And yeah, it's just one of those things. I love to see the two combined, and I wish I could do that maybe someday, but it's not this day.
One of my major limits is I cannot, and I try it all the time. I will tell you, I try it all the time. I cannot use practical effects pieces. I fail like every time, and I buy them. I mean, they were over here earlier, but they're not anymore. I have all those like Tamashii Nations water effects, Tamashii Nations wind effects. I have them.
Yeah.
Lord knows I try to use them all the time. And every time I'm like, this just looks awful. And then I see people that do it, and that it looks just like in my head how I wanted it to look, and I'm like, I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
But because I'm a graphic designer and I know how to use digital shit, I'm just like, to me, that's where my brain's like, I could do that. I'll just stay in my lane, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I appreciate that. It's inspiring as hell and it's phenomenal.
Yeah,
Alright,
there are things that don't work with practical photography, and those effects are one of them that I've tried with broken walls and the super cyan effects and all those, and none of them transfer well to even to light or anything in a practical manner. They don't work, at least for me.
I have so many lightning effects.
Yeah.
Palpatines and the Flash and all these. I have lightning effects for days. I'll never use them, but I've got them.
I got a same thing here. Like the Flash, the Amazing Yamaguchi Flash came with an entire Ziploc bag of lightning effects. And I'm like looking at this like, cool, throw it in a bin. It's like it goes to the giant bin of more lightning effects or more fire effects.
Yep.
I gotta just get rid of them at this point because I'm never gonna do anything with them.
Nope. All right. Next up. Oh, Ryan, I'll let you take this one away, Tom. We'll start here, and when you want me to move on to talk about a certain image, I can. I've got them all in here.
Go, because I specifically want to talk about, go 2 more into the slide.
Okay.
1 more. Oh, go 1 more. Sorry.
That's nice.
Oh,
I missed the fire one. Damn it.
okay. The fire one is the one I sent. That's the one I wanted to talk about.
It's so great.
It's okay. I wanted to bring up someone who, because we were talking about digital effects, Ryan's work very much is a let me find this character's characteristics from this anime, the show, and find a way to make that believable in this 3D realistic world by using digital effects. And he lights the characters in a way that he knows exactly how he's going to apply the digital effects, and he sets up the scene, all the stuff knowing what he's going to do when he brings us into Photoshop. And I find it to be one of those things that I do a little bit of this myself sometimes, where sometimes I just shoot something because I want to be like, I want to just bring out. I did this shot of Electric Superman recently, and I just wanted to do electric effects. I'm like, that was it. I wanted to showcase some electric effects, and Ryan does that stuff and does it with such expertise to it that every time one of his posts come up, and he always does this where he's like, hey, guess what? I did not just 1, but I did 3. Look at all 3 of these expertly done digital effects things. And it's just the Bakugo shot that's missing from the gallery that you pulled.
I hate that.
Showcases it in such a good way because like he got a sense of motion. I know exactly which move. Bakugo has this move, if you're not familiar with My Hero, where he calls it the howitzer impact. And he shoots himself around in a spiral fashion by firing off basically explosions from his hands. And he spirals towards his opponent, building up more explosion energy, and then just ends in a big explosion. And the way how he captured the swirling effect in his effects work in that shot shows it off. So much motion. You feel the energy. It's bright. It's lit up. It's just, he shows such a control of it, and it's so easy to make it look like these 2 things are competing, where this digital effect does not fit with this plastic action figure. But I've never got that feeling from Ryan's work. They always marry in a way that just feel like they were naturally fit and they were always meant to be.
Yeah, and he's one of those. You're the same type of creator, Tom, where you create something that I have no clue about the subject matter, and immediately I'm in. I'm like, holy shit, I'm missing out on something great because this is awesome. And he does that every time. I mean, he predominantly only posts anime-related stuff, right?
Anime and video games. Those are his 2
That's
main
true.
things.
Yeah, that's true.
He does have, I know he has some MCU Hot Toys, but he never photographs them.
Yeah. Yeah. Why do it when you can do stuff like this?
You can tell what inspires him and what he wants to do. And he's very much, I think, I love this too. Like my favorite part of the hobby. I love setting up stuff and doing all that stuff and capturing it. But my Zen moment is when I get on my iPad and I start doing all my editing. And like, that's where I get the most enjoyment. Is I can just sit on my iPad for hours and just noodling on an image, and I could tell Ryan is similar, where he feels most comfortable in the editing process, kind of taking a photograph is a blank canvas almost, in a sense, to let him explore and do all this crazy stuff that's in his brain that you can't photograph. Like, how do you photograph explosions coming out of a guy's hand? How do you photograph this energy effect coming off this power that we see here in this Deku shot? Like, it's hard to capture that practically. There are ways. There are some artists that pull it off. Again, I'm not one. I don't think Ryan is either, because I never see him do practical effects.
No, we appreciate what he does do. It's so good.
Yeah.
So good. All right, Alberto, I've already spoiled it, but
our boy TJ, yeah.
Our boy TJ.
TJ was one of the first guys I followed after Tom and Trevor. Also, going back to your story, Jordan, and I always loved the simplicity and the, how beautiful TJ always comes up with results, especially when and we all know he gets inspired and when he ever gets a new clone trooper. So I think we're getting a whole series out of these. And I've always enjoyed his work, and I always love the backdrops and how he incorporates the figures they blend in so perfectly, and then he lights them so perfectly with the background that it just works. I've never seen TJ do something wrong, so I've always enjoyed whenever he comes. But I know I always enjoy his Star Wars, because that's what gets him really into it. So, and he's showing with these, and he did another one. I think it's a Fives one or a Commander Wolf. I don't know after this or before this one, which is pretty fantastic also. So I'm hopeful to see more of these clone troopers.
He posted today. He posted one today.
Yeah.
Oh, he did. Yeah, I didn't even see that one yet.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's back into it. So, but this one I found the contrast between the dark and the light and the reds in the side, they're just beautiful. It's a beautiful shot.
Yeah, he's been doing such a good job matching up his color, as you said, Alberto, because he does a lot of digirama, which is a term that is used in the hobby, which means that you have a digital backdrop. So he has a screen back there, and he puts something on that screen and he photographs it in the foreground. But it's very difficult to marry these two entirely separate scenarios, right? The practical real world versus an image that exists that he's using in the background. And he's been doing such a great job with it since he because like way back when, I don't think he ever did digirama stuff, like long ago. And when he started picking that stuff up, he got like such a deft hand at making the worlds feel blended.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I always
get inspired by Star Wars. I love seeing TJ get inspired
by Star Wars. Yeah.
What I always used to do is I had all these art of books. So I had the art of Thor and the art of this. Every movie that came out, I'd go to Barnes & Noble and buy the art of book.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would destroy that book by ripping out every art page and using that as my backdrop for a photograph. Even if I just needed the color elements from that page that I ripped out of a book, that would be my background. So
I have all those art of books. I have those art of books, Jordans, and mine are all signed by like the artists on the movies and whatnot. So you saying that, it's like if someone were to rip apart my art of books, oh my god!
I use them I have a lot of David Fincher books like that for me studying the lighting of it, but not to rip up.
Yeah, they're like precious items to me. Yeah, and I would cut them up, and I would tear them, whatever.
I keep the pages. I put them back in the book, but they're just, they're removed. They're not attached. All right.
The other thing is that I cannot pull off this kind of shot using the digirama thing because my lens will swallow. The light will not melt well, so it takes a good eye to, keep them at the same time separate but together so it works. So that's another thing.
As someone that does digirama shooting often, it's very challenging. And TJ he's got it to an art form.
Yeah, he hasn't nailed. And I feel like this is a good, it's almost a mix in between what Patrick does, right? Because it is really focused on the figures, right?
Yeah,
it's that mixed with the practical kind of shooting, because though it's a screen, that screen is there, it exists in the real world. He's not like adding that in Photoshop or something like that, and then finding that way to balance it. So it's a good mix of different techniques.
Yeah.
So this is like a whole nother, and this is another form of toy photography you see a lot, right? Because like I feel like that's what most of the Hot Toys bloggers are these days, are digirama shooters or people who use digital backdrops. And yeah, TJ is such a good person at using that stuff. Like,
he has it down to a T.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Next is Andrew Slay's Toys. I chose this one for many reasons. Chief among them being the Shadow as a character. So I grew up listening to Shadow stories on cassette tape. So I would go to bed at night listening to The Shadow Knows, all that great stuff. I love that shit. And so when this figure came out, I was all in. I still haven't figured out how to shoot it. And then I see something like this from Andrew, and I'm like, that's how you shoot it. Like it's just perfect. He's got the moon in the background, which he also marries the light from the moon perfectly in this setting.
Yeah.
And then he's got once again, we were just talking about this. He managed to use these practical gunfire effects very well.
Yeah.
I would not have been able to do that, but somehow they just work perfectly in this image. And I love the character. I love the composition. The lighting's perfect. He worked in the practical effects and the diorama. I believe that's a Grime City.
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure that's Grime City diorama that he's using.
I didn't know Grime City did like a full
dioramas.
city.
I have a telephone and
little parts.
Yeah, little parts.
Yeah. And like this is one of those things where I'm sure this was shot if you turn the image this way, but knowing that he's going to make it look like he's running down the wall, knowing you're going to rotate it eventually, it's such like an interesting way of shooting. I've always loved seeing people do that, where you just take something and you're like, no, I'm going to play with the angle. Like you would take a Spider-Man picture and then flip it upside down, kind of thing. And it gives you this otherworldly sense of it. Like the Shadow has these powers that are slightly outside of the norm, that he could run up and down a building while simultaneously shooting guns. And it's really cool. And the lighting is fantastic.
That it works. Yeah.
It's so creative, like you said, Tom, with the whole switching of the image. Like that's going into this composition, this shot he wants to take, and knowing what he wants to do with it and making that work. And that's another thing that I struggle with. So I'm always inspired by these people that know what they're doing. I say this, I don't know his process. He may have had no fucking clue what he's doing, but it turned out perfect. So at the end of the day,
a lot of us don't know what we're doing.
I like to hope so. That I'm not the only one out here just spitting in the wind.
One thing too, I will point out, and this is actually really hard to do. It depends on how he ended up. I don't know if he has a BTS on this picture or not. Something like this, where it is like a very strong sense of light, where the shadows, like you can see most of the lights are coming from behind him, right? Because coming off that foot, the shadow coming at us, coming off the fire escape, the shadows coming at us. I do not see a shadow of a stand, but yet he's standing on one foot, which makes me think that the back of his cloak might be propped up on that fire escape. That's allowing him to stand upright a little bit, but it's not noticeable. But my brain starts to think about how he did it, and the fact that
he might have clamped something to the railing there towards the back of it. I don't know.
He could have. He could have just balanced the figure on the one foot, just standing there. So there's many different ways to do it, and you don't know. And I always love it when people add on a BTS because I have these questions. But sometimes it's nice when they don't, because you're like, knowing isn't the point, right? The point is enjoying the
and it could be as simple as he laid the diorama down flat, and this is a flat picture,
and then he dutched it. So
then he just tweaked the angle
with a Dutch angle,
where he's actually just standing on one foot, balanced perfectly.
That's hard to do with these figures, though.
Very hard.
One foot balance, especially with that much cloak
with the weight of the cloak.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah,
imagine
that's
if like
part of the
something
fun.
isn't just right, and you have to like just tweak the head a little bit, then finding that balance again. I've been there. Like, I know.
Yeah, we all have, dude.
I've scrapped so many shots because I knocked the whole thing down trying to move ahead. And I'm like, you know what?
It's time to go to bed.
I'm
Yeah.
good.
Fuck
Yep.
this.
It's time to go to bed. Exactly that.
Yeah, we've
Right.
all tried to play Jenga with toy photography at some point. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. That's part of the fun, part of the process, man. Well, that's it. We've gone through all three. That's all of our focus on figures.
That's great. That's great. It's almost an hour-long segment. That was good.
Yeah, it was good. We've gone a little longer than we normally would, so we'll probably wrap it up. It's an hour 45. But yeah, hopefully this whole new layout works better for everyone. We'll have the audio things figured out. And we had no lag, so I'm happy. Everybody was clear the whole time. Your beautiful faces were shining. It was great.
Again, who are you looking at? I don't understand.
No, guys, thank you so much for doing this, as always. To our constituents of this nerdocracy, thank you so much for joining in on this, and we truly appreciate it. And we will catch you again next week. Until then, peace.
Cheers, boys.